Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream, welcome back to GT3. It looks like my camera changed right there, so oops. But, yeah, we're back with Gran 3 for a weekend stream. I did a bonus stream on Thursday, and we still have time to do a regular weekend stream at the regular time, so that's kind of nice. So, hopefully you guys are having a good weekend. Where I'm at in the US, it is Independence Day weekend, so that's pretty cool, fireworks and everything, so that's definitely exciting. And in GT3, here's where we're at. If you missed last time, we are at 18% about, and we only have 2 series left for our license, so we might be getting a license today. But they are the Type R meeting and the Evolution meeting, and I did a little bit of testing last night to see what it takes, and it's going to be a hassle. But I think I know a setup that works, so we won't have too much time lost, hopefully. But yeah, we might need to be saving and reloading a little bit, depending on how good the setups go. Anyway, I think without further ado, we can get right into racing and just recap everything. So, let me start the timer. There we go. Let me clear my voice before we start the segments. So, there we go. Alright, next part of our playthrough, and we're going to need to go to the garage and go back into one of the cars that we already have, because we need to make some money moves, and some big money moves. I didn't want that car. I want this Evo 7, because we need it. It has power, and we need power. Specifically, we need to tune it for the Amateur Evolution League, and mini spoiler, I already saw kind of the difficulty of it. I tried it out before streaming, so I do know what tunes I want to do, but let's just get right into it. So, first thing, racing ship. You gotta put a racing ship on it. Next up, a muffler. Turbo, stage 1. We're giving it a lot of horsepower. And then I think a racing intercooler. Yeah. Instead of doing the stage 2 turbo, which could have been helpful and given us a lot of horsepower, we can't afford that really, and makes sense for the next series. So also do a lightweight tune just to drop the weight of this. We're not gonna buy tires, even though tires would make sense. We just simply can't afford it. So I think we can do this without an oil change, but let me double check. I could use the boost. Let's go for it. Also, hello everybody just tuning in to the stream. How many cars do I have in this game? Quite a bit. I can like double check really quick for the number. We have 27 cars in this game. 20 of them were prize cars. So let's go over to our next series, which is in the Amateur League. So we're skipping a lot because of license restrictions, but the Evolution meeting only needs to be licensed, so let's get right into that. Limited only to the Mitsubishi Lancers. Y'all know the drill. We did this before in Beginner League, but these races are more difficult and longer. So this is where the game gets a bit interesting. It has a step up in difficulty, a step up in strategy. So, with the oil change, we are at 403 horsepower, which is pretty extreme considering the oil change. I think it's good enough. We have no tires, but we have power, so we have an Evo 5 in this race. But we also have a Tommy Mäkinen Lancer, and we also have an Evo 7 GSR, which is probably going to be our quickest rival. So we have a lot of pickup off the line because, you know, 4-wheel drive. And, yeah, no tire wear, thankfully, so I can go without. I could have done soft tires for this series, but I really can't. But the biggest thing is we're going to have not that much grip. So we have to carry it by power and kind of like weight transfer. And doing stuff like that. Is that a yellow Evo 5? I think that is a yellow Evo 5 in this race. So there you go. I know it would be the ultimate meme to buy the Evo 5 and try to win this series like this, but we just don't have the money for it. How am I doing? Doing pretty good. Just started work this week, but I got the day off yesterday because of Independence Day. So that's pretty cool. Make the corner, he's gonna bonk. Oh, I tried to go around the outside with all my speed, but still we're trying to make a move. But oh man, not having tires hurts. So blue flag says who got pulled? Max Verstappen, but he almost got sniped by Lando Norris. Just by like 0.05 seconds, Lando almost sniped him. But it just wasn't enough. That Red Bull is so fast. I swear, if Red Bull chokes this season, like, I would say they have the high ground right now in the season. They should win this year. They should win both titles, I think. If they don't, that's their fault. So, no pressure, Max. But yes, the other big highlight was George Russell made it to Q3, which is pretty extreme, and he qualified P9. And he might get promoted to P8 because there was a pretty extreme incident in Q2 where at the very dying seconds of Q2, Alonso was coming in to finish a really good lap. He was like more than 2/10 up on his PB. He was going to make it into Q3, and he got blocked in the final corner by who else but Seb Vettel, whose birthday is ironically today. But Seb Vettel was being held up by traffic and was not warned by his engineer, supposedly. So that just creates a really unfortunate situation where Seb's going to get a slam dunk penalty, but also for Russell, he'll get promoted to P8 probably. I don't know. The announcement will happen in this stream for sure. Might even happen in this segment. Don't know. I mean, by the time this video gets uploaded, we'll already have known the race result, so. So as you know, I have a 1 second lead, which is comfy, but not too comfy. I still gotta drive carefully, and since we're in the amateur league, the AI does drive faster. I think they still use rubber banding though, in amateur league. I think once you get to professional league is when all the gloves come off and they stop rubber banding and they just go what the car is capable of. So there's a volcano that's gonna explode. Uh-oh. It doesn't sound like a fun time. I will say though, for what we did with just the power of the Lancer, we did nothing with the handling besides weight reduction. I think it drives quite nice. It's really like heavy, but I do feel confident in driving the car. It is very predictable. And you know, having 400 horsepower helps too. What's up, Q? I don't know how to pronounce that. Just trying not to go into the grass. Manage our car. No tire wear to worry about. Ooh, we had a bit of a drift there. I lost some time on the exit. Lewis signed a 2-year contract extension, that's right. And he only qualified 4th today, so that must mean he's confident in Mercedes for the new regulations. So I'm not really surprised, but it does tell us more about that second seat, since now we know that it's either going to be Bottas or Russell. And I personally think Russell is going to get that seat because Russell is doing great things in that Williams car. And he's also going to get impatient if Mercedes doesn't pick him up. I'm sure somebody else will. McLaren looking pretty hot right now. I think McLaren would be pleased to have Russell join their squad, especially with Lando. No dig at Ricardo, but Lando's just having a great year. Valkyrie is another overranked S-Class car just to push out the Jesko and the Chiron and stuff like that. Not surprised. So the interesting thing about this specific race I'm driving is it's 6 laps, which is pretty uncommon for GT3. Most of the Amateur League races are 5 laps. Some of the later ones get to 7 laps, but this race is 6 laps for some reason. Might be because of distance, one of the few times that GT3 actually accounts for distance. But that doesn't happen too often in this game. Once we get later into the game, there are some races that are going to take much longer than others, because they would have the same lap count usually. Cars just go so wide there. They have too much power. Yeah, I'm sure if I had it back in Asphalt 9, my garage would be just as competitive. I'm always like going too far on the inside of that corner. It's the final lap. We are in control of this race. I probably could have skipped one of the upgrades, but I'd rather be safe than spending a lot of time. And also, I gotta say, this car drives nice. And with the money strategy that I was playing around with, it is enough for what I want to do. Stay on the inside, don't go wide like the AI. I always brake really early for this corner. But doesn't matter. We go across the line for what was a surprisingly pretty easy race 1, which you just managed. That's pretty much it, just managing the car and making sure not to go off. Let's see what the standings say. Looks like the field's pretty close together. The yellow Evo 5 finishes 3rd, so there you go. And we're getting a nice 10,000 credits. Remember, we only spent 12,000 on upgrades for this car. Evo 5. So, that's race 1. What's my favorite car in GT3? I mean, my favorite car, race car of all time is the 787V, and in GT3, that was where I first learned about this car, so I mean, I can't really say anything else about it. I also really like the Impreza Rally Car prototype. That was another car I grew up loving from this game. So we're at Route 11. This one's only 4 laps instead of 5, despite this being pretty late in Amateur League. So, another interesting GT3 quirk. This is a new Ferrari 296. Yeah, it looks like kind of weird. It looks like a Ferrari knockoff, kind of. So, my foot hurts. I'm sorry that happened. And, yeah, I've been through that too. So, take care. Cherish what you do have. And just know that, you know, life is beautiful. So, enjoy it. This could all be taken away in a blink. Meanwhile, I take myself away in a blink by going way too deep on the inside of the corner, and I'm getting pushed off. This is where not having tires is going to hurt. Because not much place for power, but lots of space for turning, which no tires, no grip. This is where the weight reduction would help us, so I do think we need those upgrades. But let's see. Who is leading? I couldn't really tell. I forgot to pay attention to who's racing. This car's gonna go way too deep on the inside. Oh, he actually makes the corner. Someone parked it into the wall there. We passed through, and it's once again an Evo 7. So, Evo 7 goes a little bit of a bonk on the wall, which gives me a good run up around the outside, but turns into the inside of this corner. I go deep on the brakes, but so does the Evo 7. Surprised nobody took us on that corner. Yellow Evo 7, not the 5. Ooh, great corner. So, now that we're in the lead, we just gotta hold. So let's find our braking points. Ooh, that was a nice cornering. Close to the wall, but not out of control. Use all the grip we can. Use much of the road if we can without going to the pit entry. And that is leading lap 1. So, less than half a second between me and the 7. It's 2 Evo 7s at the front. We're in an RS versus a GSR. Whoa, he goes deep. I think he's gonna hit the wall. He does. Again, another case of AI having so much power that they don't know how to steer it. This is one of the parts of GT3 where its age does show in the AI. One of the few parts of this game that hasn't aged well. But, graphically and handling wise, this game still holds up in my opinion. Don't spin it. Bit of a drift there. Need for Speed, yeah, there's supposedly a new one coming out in 2022, so that should be exciting. You're cutting vegetables for breakfast? Nice. I had a egg and bacon sandwich, an English muffin for breakfast. It was yummy. Double left. We're not having tires hurts, but so far the skip of tires works. Tires are $6 grand for sports tires, and that is honestly overpriced. Because putting power is cheaper than putting tires. Again, using as much of the track as we can. We have a bit more of a gap to the Evo 7. They had an egg car in GT3. What if? Racing Master, is there any news about it? Again, the Evo 7 goes straight into the wall. They just love to bounce the wall. Imagine if there was damage in this game. The cars would be dead by now. But another shortcoming of the PS2. They couldn't put damage in. But damage usually isn't a staple of GT anyway. Even in GT Sport, damage is optional, and the damage they do have is pretty minimal. Ooh, we almost bonked the chicane. I steered pretty late there. That was a bonk. I was driving pretty clean up to that point. Ooh, nice corner. Whereas Rising 5 won't go on sale until a few months after release. Ooh, big mistake. I thought I would botch the chicane at some point. Use my grip. No tire gang. Okay, I made this a lot more difficult for no reason at all. So, I completely wiped out my lap 2 progress and I'm back to 0.3 seconds ahead. And this Evo's gonna send it on the inside, I know that. Or on the outside. Go into the wall, so I'm gonna use his own medicine and kind of bonk him into the wall. Since he tried to cheat on me, I'll cheat him out. All you do is just hold the line. Don't hit the inside curves. Whoa. I lost a signal there. What was that? That was ridiculous. Did I lose connection to something? That was weird. My screen just went out, and I still felt my controller rumbling, so... I don't know if my capture card just had a moment there. I don't know what it looked like on your end, if it was still capturing or not, whatnot. Okay, yeah, my TV just blanked out for a second, so I just immediately paused. But we're good now, it looks like. I think I just had an issue with the cable or something for my capture card. So just hold it. And don't bonk the inside curb. Safe from the outside, even if it goes a little slow. Slow and clean is better than fast and hitting the wall and losing everything. A good enough exit, and yeah, after a sketchy lap 3, I seem to have made up the gap again. We have another race 2 victory. We maybe go for a clean sweep. I mean, I did try this setup beforehand, so this should work, but we'll see. More importantly though, that's another 10k in the bag. That's a good thumbnail shot. Alright, last race. Tokyo. When am I doing the yellow Evo? When I have money and a use for it, I'll do it. But money is something like we have to watch right now. I think we have to worry about money until we get our A license. So, 5 laps, Tokyo. This is more of a standard GT3 race length, so I don't know if it was intentional or not to make it 5 laps. But let's see. Full red line. Use all the grip. And that long first gear too. Is that an Evo 5? Or an Evo 6? I can't tell. But this is why we need 400 horsepower. Oh, I can't. I gotta get ahead of him before I can check if it's an Evo 5. I can't hang out in the back for too long. But is he there? I feel like these guys didn't buy tires either. Yes, it's an Evo 5. Wow, thanks guys for just pushing me completely wide. The AI are brutal in this race, on this track. You kind of have to do the inside on every move for them. So, despite hanging out in the back, we are under 2 seconds. Just completely shut out that red Evo. To be fair, he ruined my corner a few times ago. Okay. Man, they just go so wide. They just do not have control over their brakes and tires. GT3 AI at its best. Okay. You know what else is slicing through the field? The Evo 5. He's going to make a Max Verstappen charge to the front because he's looking at first place right now. Dare I say he actually might snipe it. I don't know, but here's where 400 horsepower kicks in. The power. The power and not buying brakes. Racing the Evo 5. Oh no. We get pushed to the side. Leclerc moment. Again, nobody buys tires. Tires would have helped, but tires are overrated. Am I right? Alright, so this time we're going to go the inside since this group loves going on the outside, just taking the most stupid slow line through that corner. And I'll take second. And maybe I'll take first. It is not an Evo 7 at the front, but is that a second Evo 5? 2 Evo 5s in the front? I think that is 2 Evo 5s. The black one and the yellow one. Evo's coming in. Evo 5. Yeah, that's 2 Evo 5s. They're gonna take stupid lines so high. Ooh, the yellow Evo 5 dropped back a bit. The gray one's coming in for a charge. I did indeed press the send button. And this is where power kicks in again. No slipstream, but that's why I need 400 horsepower. Ooh, hit the rev limiter there. Going pretty deep in the corner, but we actually make it. Now we can drive nicely through the streets and actually do street circuit driving. This shows the AI that, you know, instead of just sending it into a corner with the foot planted, you can actually, you know, maneuver around the course and be faster. I know wall riding was a huge thing in the PS2 era, but driving clean is sometimes faster. Case in point, don't hit the inside curb. Yeah, despite like leading, these are all pretty close races, I gotta say. So, I don't think I over-upgraded. I think we did it just right. Because after all, we just need to win. And since this is a single race, not a championship, we do have to win all of them. And different tracks have different needs. This one is straight line dependent, which is why I need the horsepower. But then Route 11 and stuff is where I need the weight reduction. And I would have liked tires, but tires are expensive. I went really slow through that corner, but I didn't want to hit the wall. Beautiful drift. Not even a wall tap. Low in 5th gear, but that's where the turbo kicks in. Ooh, that's a wall bonk. Doing some of the AI strategies. I actually knew how to do that corner. You're halfway through Cookeh, yeah, those final hours are a real drag. Because usually you aren't racing the AI anymore after that point, you're just hot lapping and just waiting to the end. But the Nürburgring 4-hour race in GT5 is pretty good to grind with. And also do the, if you like can stand the challenge, the X1 challenges give a ton of XP for silver and gold. But start with Monza if you're going to go for that. Just a tip. By the way, final lap. Yellow Evo 5 is getting swallowed by the back of the pack. The sound effect, the classic GT sound effect. I miss that. I know they won't put it in GT7, but it's such a good nostalgia. This game is basically like Gran Turismo 1 in HD, even though HD wasn't a thing back then. "24 hours on a track," yeah. Yeah, what kind of sick game would do that? Imagine if there was a game that released in the PlayStation 2 that had, how about not 1 but 3 24-hour races, and 2 of them are on the same track minus 2 chicanes. Who would be crazy enough to put that in a game, right, guys? A little bit of a sketchy final turn, but we have horsepower. More importantly, we have the lead in the final corner. Final straight. Clean sweep. The upgrades were correct. Give me that first place. We win by 1.2 seconds. So there we go. It was actually an Evo 6, not a 5. I was so confident there was a second 5, but it's just a 6. They just look that similar. But we did have a yellow Evo 5. I love how there's a classification for the stripe version of the Tommy Mäkinen Evo. Anyway, that is a crucial 10k credits. And that's the end, so. It's prize time, you guys know what's up. What's gonna be? Perez is here. What is our prize car for completing an amateur race? Now that's a prize car. That is a prize car, guys. You love to see it. I think that is our first, like, actually great prize car. A rally car. It's got power. It's got grip. I think that is our fastest prize yet. So, pretty good. Let's take a look at it. It is the Tommy Mäkinen, I think 1998 Lancer Evolution 6 rally car. 98 or 99, something. But yes, there's Tommy on the front, which I think it was a tobacco sponsor in the front originally, but it just says Tommy, because, you know, video games. Only 300 horsepower, but this thing is a beast, so. That's nice. Anyway, that is 18.7%. And that is the end of the segment. So, pretty cool stuff. We got a real prize card for once. So, that's nice. Unfortunately, we can't celebrate for too long because we are in a... We have a situation, guys. So, let me explain what we have to do. We want to do the license, but I also need to get through Type R meeting to continue the challenge part. So, this is the last event in the B-Class race, and I have a dilemma here. I've done some testing on how far the Civic can go. I need to dump about 67,000 credits into the Civic if I want to win with the Civic. I need about 72,000 credits if I want to do it with the Integra. Or I needed further 50 grand to win with the Integra. And we don't have enough money for any of that. But let me save the game so we can do some experimenting. We're gonna save. And the reason we saved is because we're gonna quick load. I'm gonna see how far the Integra does. Well, I bring GT4. I will eventually play a playthrough of it, but it's such a long game. I might do like a one-off stream just to have fun with it. A non-playthrough type. Maybe like licenses or something like that, but we can do that later on. But let's see. We have 25,000 credits and we need to somehow make this Integra go burr. So I'm going to buy an Integra, but we're gonna quick load just to see what this is capable of. Yes, let's see. We need at least 350 horsepower, so before I put the turbo on, let's see what else this car can do. And more importantly, what we can afford. The NA tune-up is available. Doesn't give that much horsepower though. Do the semi-racing. We also don't need tires, by the way. Let's see, what does stage 3 give? 408. That is cool, but we don't have the money for that. That would be enough, though. Differential, who needs handling? I know we have front wheel drive, but... Ooh, let's see. Stage 2 gives us 275. What about a stage 2 turbo? That gives us 322. There's also brakes. Port polish does give a nice boost of power. It is 5 grand, but I think we need this. I think I'm gonna go with the stage 2 turbo. 342. Okay, I said we need about 350, but let's see if 340 does it. So, I guess you know what? We're gonna start this segment anyway. Just retroactively. Let's try it out. Let's see. Is there anything else I could do for 3 grand or less? That would help. Stage 2, lightweight is not enough. What about tires? Nope. Who needs tires? Flywheel. I mean, drivetrain is nice, but we could just barely afford a sports suspension. I don't know, is the suspension worth it? Or should we just say screw it, put an oil change on and go in? I think so. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's take this Integra. It might be cheaper anyway than grinding money, so Tiger Type R 98 spec for the Type R meeting. I'm retroactively starting this segment, so here we go. We saved the game, so if this doesn't work, we'll just have to load. But let's just get in and see what happens. The real kicker with this series is there's only one car that you have to worry about. The NSX Type R. I have tried to cycle through AI to see if there's a combination where the NSX doesn't show up, and so far there isn't. So we gotta race him. Otherwise it's gonna be perpetual second place. So 359 horsepower. Let's see. That does not sound like an Integra. Does this sound like a certain car from Gran Turismo 4? There's lag. Is Comcast doing its thing? So this car's front wheel drive. Look at another Integra. This is the cruel part, is we are miles faster than the rest of this AI, but the NSX is just in another league. Because of course it is. But yep, VTEC. This car sounds like, first off, a raced Honda, but second off, it sounds like a certain Mercedes from a certain license test in Gran Turismo 4. I gotta love understeer. So let's watch the gaps with the NSX, because so far he looks to be pulling away, but since I have clean air I can try and drive my way through this. I will say this drives nicer than the Civic. Yes, I remember this is a championship, so we can lose a couple races, but we have to win more than lose. So if we win Tokyo 1, Tokyo 2 should also be good for us. Oh man, that understeer is crazy. I'm too used to driving the Evo where it just connects on the steering and it just doesn't do that. But it goes burr. So let's see, I could see the NSX, which is a good sign. We have 5 laps to catch him. 4 laps technically, but... let's see. Gap is 2.9 seconds. I only have 5 gears. Meanwhile, I'm driving like total garbage. That didn't help my case at all. But I could see him out from the distance. I don't know if you guys can with my capture card quality, but I could see him. Connecting with front wheel drive? Huh? The gear change does help. I did not gold anything off camera because I was thinking it could help us money-wise so we could play it on camera. I still have those race and B and Elite to clear, but I wasn't planning on clearing those unless we have money issues with this series. Wait, so I totally missed the gap. What was it? Was it 4 seconds? Because if the gap is increasing, I know I hit a wall tap, but that also doesn't help. If the gap is over 5 seconds, this probably won't work. Thing is, I need an extra 15 grand just to put the extra turbo in. I could put in the other exhaust. 4.4 seconds. Let's do one more lap and see. Oh, he's right there. I feel like if I drive clean, I might catch him. 4.0. We had a good turn one. If I drive clean, I might catch him. He seems to be pretty strong in this middle sector though. So oversteer is when your car turns too much, and understeer is when your car doesn't turn enough. Oversteer usually leads to spin outs, and understeer usually leads to you going straight into a wall. So our gap was still 4.4 even in the middle sector. And that was without any major mistakes. I said no major mistakes. Just hold the line. I mean, if we do win the next 3 races, we could still win the championship. We might have to qualify though to check, but I don't know. We seem to be good on the straights surprisingly compared to the NSX. Look, 3.4 seconds. Can we knock down this gap in 2 laps? I feel like my lap 2 killed my race. He's right there though. Under 3 seconds. Trying to throw the car in as much as I can and just hope the understeer counters, steering hard. I'm not going to shift in 3rd gear on this corner and see. That seems to have good traction. Hit the rev limiter there. 3.1. Might have to punt him. And the thing is, I don't have any other cars to take points away from him. Look at the gap between me and the rest of the field. Let's see. Having to do interesting tactics. You think the Integra is enough? Let's see. He seems closer. I just need a slipstream. If I had a slipstream, this could be good. 1.6 seconds. Oh, understeer. 1.3. He's so close. Oh, I had to counter steer that one. Huge. That would have gone into the wall and that would have ended my race. Maximum VTEC. Come on. Come on, Integra. It's gonna have to be a last lap. Last corner. He's so fast on the exit though. Even if this doesn't work though, we will get money for upgrades. And I will try again. 1.0. Oh, he doesn't hit the wall. Send it. Excuse me. That was fair and balanced. Alright, big thing. Do I have enough VTech to hold them off in a straight line? So F1 Indy 500 in Monaco. They're not going to collide. Okay, we have VTech. Okay, that was interesting tactics, but I'd say that's fair and balanced. Whew. Man. Look how far back we are. I'm going to actually do a round of GT4 and wait out this gap. Just to show you guys, look how far this gap is between this NSX and the rest of the field. And this is a hint to prime GT3. Like, this is what the later part of GT3 is like. Is one car that just runs loose and is such a hassle. The other Integras are 35 seconds. I will say this car did better than the Civic. It was easier to drive, so there's that. But I can't put another upgrade on. Oh, Vereza, welcome back. But look at the Accord. The poor Honda Accord is a minute 1 seconds behind. Civic 52 seconds. Yeah, the Integra was the move. I probably could have put the other exhaust, but yeah, this could be enough for the championship. I think if we win the next 2 races, we're okay. That's really it. We have to win race 2, race 3, race 4. We have to win 2 of those 3, or race 5 even. 10,000 credits. It's cool. We'll get some big money from this series, but I can't upgrade the car beforehand. Man. I'm going to save the game. I think we're going to lock into the... Oh. Do I want to lock into the Integra? Let's keep going. Let's be real. I'm going to get 2nd place, at least, in every race. I have to win 3 of them, and I got 1. Yep, the Squidward scream. Ugh, Route 11. Oh, I can't qualify for this one, really. That would take too long. Let's get right in. This is pain. But you know what? This is a handling-based track. We seem to be good in a straight line. The AI does love its walls, though. VTech. First and second gear aren't really this car's specialty. I see the NSX starts in the front row, so he just flies off into the distance. These other cars are completely meaningless. This car does not like low 3rd gear. So it doesn't like high 2nd gear or low 3rd gear. Lovely. Oh my god, the understeer and the long gear change is so extreme. Okay, so now that we've cleared traffic, what's our gap to the NSX? Three and a half seconds. We just have to not hit these walls and drive clean, just like we did with the Evo. And the understeer is so bad. Okay. I think if we have to re-upgrade, we'll do lightweight stage 2 and the other exhaust. And maybe tires. See, I can't even do an e-brake kick because this car just understeers if it hits the rev limiter. 2.5 seconds. Okay. We actually closed the gap on the later part of the lap. I had to use my gears a bit there and play around. Whew. Yeah, grab your drinks and popcorn. This is, we have a race. It's like Hamilton and Verstappen. Okay, we maintained the 2.5 seconds basically. So if we can just be faster in the middle part and maintain our gaps on the straights, then we're good. I had one rotation, by the way, where there were 2 NSXs, and that would have been terrible. Oh my god, that gear change is so bad. I like want to put it into second gear to get the traction, but then you just lose time in between shifts. I know someone left a comment about gear shifting technique, but I just couldn't figure out the reverse trick on my controller, so I didn't bother to learn it. NSX having a bumpy ride there, that might actually help us. I want to like step on it, but the understeer is just so extreme. It's so aggravating to use the lower gear. But it's just better than second. Okay. We're less than a second, and we have 3 whole laps to pass him. This would be a great thumbnail shot while I'm racing him, honestly. Did I get into slipstream? I don't think so. I think I'm probably going to pass him on the next lap, or at least get really close to him. 1.1 seconds. Ooh, that was really close. I had to counter-steer that like crazy because I bumped the wall and almost went into the chicane. You lose so much time on this corner. Especially this one. He bonks the wall. He bonks 2 walls. This would be an excellent thumbnail shot on the replay. He's gonna keep fighting us. Ooh, big corner there, even with the understeer. Had to do the e-brake just to like kind of like get some extra rotation. Oh, I went a bit deep, but we didn't crash, so that's important. Alright, since we have 2 laps, we can see how is he in a straight line compared to us. We are actually faster than him in a straight line. Oh my god. Super Speedway might actually be good for once. He goes really wide but does not hit the wall. Cats in a box. You know what? That kind of worked, that turn. Hitting the e-brake and just sending the car. We have quite a gap to the NSX now. Man, the e-brake just works with this car. I gotta say, it's quite nice. On many other games, the e-brake just immediately disables the car. But on some of these classic, like, games where you can be more lenient with the steering, the e-brake works beautifully. Ooh, not even hitting the wall. That was a great corner. And we're gonna send it in a straight line. We just hit 10 hours of game time. Yep, 10 hours and we aren't at 20%. That shows you how long this game is. And we're on the short races of this game. Yeah, these races are taking about 10 minutes, more or less, but some of these races are going to get like to 30 plus minutes. In Professional League, that is the biggest drag of this game, is Professional League. $10. I love keeping track of that though. We probably could have done that on Asphalt, honestly, back in 2018. That would have been a long project, but I would have probably liked to see that. Someone could probably count all the hours I did streaming Asphalt. But yes, keeping track of game time, pretty cool. 10 hours though. And this is our 6th GT3 stream, I think. Either 5th or 6th, I can't remember. This is a long game, FA. It's actually longer than that, because we're in the short races of the game, and like I said, the Professional League is such a hog in this game. Not to mention the full-length endurance races. And however long it takes me to get all the licenses. I mean, if we do some quick maths, like if I was streaming Asphalt 9 for all of 2019-2020, that's like, you know, 100 weeks, to give or take. And then like half of 2018, half of 2021. 150 times 2, that's about around 300 hours of streaming Asphalt 9, actually. Plus the videos and all the Asphalt 8 streams, of course. I've probably like been on camera, been doing YouTube stuff for maybe like 700-800 hours, maybe 1,000, but I'm not sure. Regardless, we take the dub. Huge win. And look how far back everybody is now. I'm actually going to run to the restroom, and by the time I get back, maybe they'll finish up. Let's see. I am back. I am back. So. Whew. So it looks like we're at 20 points. They finished up. I didn't see how far back they are, but the Accord Civic are in Painland. And NSX is in interesting territory. I'm actually going to save the replay. I'm going to call it VTech Yo, because that was power. Let's go. Race 3. I think one more win, so as long as we drive clean, we can do this. Alright, since this is super speedway and it's 10 laps, let's just have fun and qualify for this one since it's short. Wait, why do I have TC? Why do I have driving aids on? Did it reset? When you spam, nothing happens because I don't have a bot and the mods don't want to ban that. There's no Twitch control or anything like that. So let's see. Can we put this car in pole position? It also tells us how good the pace is of the NSX compared to us. Yeah, driving aids, for some reason. Why did it put driving aids on my car? And are they strict? Oh my god, they are kicking in. Why did it all of a sudden add driver aids? I don't need it. Well, let's start our lap. We're just gonna do a one and done. Well, let's see how this car drives with driver aids. MR is probably really good for this track, so I expect the NSX to be quick. But we have good straight line speeds, so let's see. But the driver aid might hold us back, I think. We also don't hit top speed, so that's nice. No rev limiter. .41, 42, it is pole position. Alright, let's turn off that driver aid, because for some reason, I don't know why it's on. Wait, level 00? Huh? That makes no sense. Let me check in the options if I have... Everything should be off. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I don't know. But pole position against the NSX. Let's see. Man, that rev limiter. The other Integras actually have better traction off the line than I do because of wheel spin. And yeah, NSX just goes straight ahead. But we could start working NSX quite quickly, I think. Slipstream. I think we're in Slipstream. Yes, we are. We actually go too deep on that corner. Look, again, I just have to mention the packed grandstands for a VTech race. Going for our Max Verstappen overtake. .41. Blaze our pole position lap with a 41.9. And look at this, it actually now counts your lap times to keep track, instead of just your best lap and last lap. This happens for races that are 10 laps or more. Remember E, you mean Mark Zuckerberg, E. I gotta say, our pole position lap is pretty good, honestly. If we came with the slipstream, we only beat it by 0.3. You're just chilling now. And once we win this race, that effectively seals the championship, because if I come in second in the next two races, it won't be enough for the NSX to catch me in the points. So, I'll still try to win, of course. I want to do the clean sweep and get that money, but I think this would win us the championship pretty easily. .42.0 without slipstream. NASCAR in a nutshell. I don't think NASCAR gets this spread out though. This is like F1 when it races on a traditional track. .41. That is a new fastest lap without a slipstream. So pretty cool. Could we lap the field, you think? We're kind of catching up to the Accord and Civic, I'm sure. The two Integras we probably won't catch, but in 3 laps, do you think I can catch the 2 back markers? We're effectively driving a midfield car that we've tuned up to be a front runner. You kind of look at it as the Haas and the Williams. Well, Nicholas Latifi Williams, that is. Can't believe George made the Q3. That is still shocking to me. And I think he can score points tomorrow. I think he'll score. He's definitely looking good. Another 41.9. Lap 9. Who is this? Is this the Civic or the Accord? I think it's the Accord. Yes. It's gonna cut him off. And we have officially lapped a car in this game. I think this is the first time we're lapping somebody. Get our slipstream, so we can get the fastest lap. It's actually a 42 even with the slipstream. But since we have a slipstream here, we can kind of slingshot. This is our final lap. Kind of a boring race. Brazil. Thanks for watching. Ooh, nice corner. Now will this be the fastest lap? 40, 41, 801. Just 0.01 off our fastest lap. Oh well. Still pretty good though. And we have lapped the Civic and the Accord. The two Integras are back there, so we'll wait for them to finish, I guess, since that seems to be a theme. So let me see. Did Seb get a penalty? Let me check. It's just the summons. Bottas was summoned. .37 seconds is the gap for the Integras. Does anyone know what the decision is? Also, 30 points to 18. We're pretty far ahead. We've got this bagged. Look at that pole position start. Let me save the game, because I want to bag this now. No news yet. Tokyo 2. Good to see you. But now that we've bagged the win, we can just drive and chill. So I was just quickly checking Reddit to see what happened. Apparently Bottas and Sainz were summoned for the same thing. I wonder, this is just speculating, not official, don't take it as fact, but I wonder if they're gonna give a penalty to Bottas rather than Seb. That would be, I think, the first time they don't blame a driver if that happened. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Seb's going to get a penalty personally. But I wonder if they're going to give penalties to multiple drivers. And it's going to like shuffle everybody up, including Russell. Could be more spoils for Russell maybe. I don't know. I know the Ferraris didn't make Q3, but it could help. Alright, so we just gotta drive clean, just work on the NSX. No, no. My controller just disconnected for a second. What was that? What happened? I'm just gonna reconnect it. That was terrible. That was not good for my race. My controller just stopped working for a second. Oh, I'm using a real DualShock too, so I bought this brand new in 2012, this controller, so I wouldn't think, like, I've taken good care of it. There's no breaks in the wires or anything. The thumbs and buttons are in good condition, so I hope it's not breaking on me. Because I don't have a spare DualShock 2 that's fully working. I have another DualShock 2, but the R2 button doesn't work, and that's what I use to accelerate, so that would not be good. Okay, 3.8 seconds. Lap 1 was not good for us. Whew. But let's see. That just gives us a bigger challenge, right? So, I mean, even if we lose this one, second place is still good enough for the championship, so. First time seeing a GT stream? Welcome. Welcome, Yusuf. 2.6 seconds. We've already eaten up a chunk of that gap. And we are flying down the straight, too. Use these stock brakes. Yeah, we're playing on a wired controller. I have one of those Logitech wireless controllers, but the connection seems to be off. So, I stopped using it. But this is wired, and it should be fine. I mean, I feel the rumble and everything, so. But yes, we are flying in a straight line. Integra, I've figured out how to drive this thing. Not that difficult to learn. And honestly, I'm glad I went with this rather than the Civic. It's nice to get some new cars in here, some variety. I was worried we'd have to sell an expensive car, but we don't have to. And we can have some money bagged for later. Yeah, the gameplay for 2001 is silky smooth. I want to overtake him on a slipstream, so. Ooh, he bonked. I couldn't get my mega slipstream. I have to pass him regularly. But in 2 laps, wow, we went from 4 seconds back to taking the lead. The NSX has fallen off a cliff, I must say. We actually hit the rev limiter there. I actually don't know what to do with my cornering speed. That's funny. Yeah, that was a yeet. This car is nice. See, this is what I love about Gran Turismo, is, you know, you get to really appreciate cars. I've heard the quote that Gran Turismo is a love letter to the automobile, and I have to agree with that. And a beauty about something like GT3 and 4 especially is you make it as difficult as you want to be. Yeah, I could have done some pretty easy money grindings to get, like, you know, a Paynos or just buy an NSX and just swipe this series away, but we're trying to tune in 50 grand an Integra to beat this guy. And so far it's handling pretty nicely, so. And that also means we have a car for the FF Challenge too. Also, the NSX strikes back. Interesting. We're going to have to eat it on the straights. So I think the NSX is faster in the corners than we are, and that makes sense because he's mid-engine and rear-wheel drive. We are front-wheel drive. FF, front engine, front-wheel drive. And look at that. Just from him making a mistake, we can sweep past him. Then use our straight line speed to rockets. I can't believe I can rocket ship past an NSX and an Integra. The rev limiter. Boom. We go too deep into that corner. Too much speed. But also remember, I did not buy tires or suspension or that much weight reduction. So, and we're front wheel drive. A suspension and tires would have been nice, but we're on stock tires stock suspension, stock drivetrain. We just basically powered this thing up and dropped a little bit of weight. So weird, the NSX was fast on lap 3, but right now I'm holding it off pretty well. Also because I was farther ahead to start the lap, but you know, he fully passed me at this point of the track. I short shifted that, and that was probably a mistake, but too late now. Borger. I've seen that. It's just so random. From what I understand, it's a boxer from a person who has the body and voice of a kid, but he's like actually like 18 years old. I think that's the story. We finally get the braking zone right? I think so. Hezbollah, that's right. That's his name. Hezbollah is his boxer match. I think I've heard about that, yeah. So we've got quite a gap to the NSX compared to Tokyo 1. But I think Tokyo 1 we were just trying to figure out how to drive this car. And now we know how to drive it. I've been driving relatively clean in the corners, so. I mean, look at that, he's just going around the final corner. Integra is going to go across the line. I think that's going to be our fastest lap as well. A 1:54.0, new fastest lap, race win, and I think that guarantees the championship on points, if I'm not mistaken. So that put it 24-40, right? I think. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to wait for the rest of the field since that would just take too long. You already know the gaps. They're pretty, They're pretty much in form. Yeah, 24-40. That guarantees the championship. So, I don't even have to play race 5. Alright, it's last race. Now, I did a safe trick on race 4. If you've played GT3 before, you know exactly what that means, but I don't think we'll do that. I don't think we'll do the trick, you know, but let's see. 7 laps of Monaco. That's a way to end the series. Well, let's just do it. As far as I remember, this series doesn't have a prize card that you need to bag. It's also not that long of a series anyway. I think if I started in second gear I could have a better launch. Let's see how it goes around Monaco. VTEC Monaco. Such an odd combination. But you know what? I'll take it, I guess. Why did it have to be 7 laps though? This is not a short track. Like, it's short distance wise, but it's a slow track. Let's see how it is around the hairpin. Second gear actually works if you do the handbrake trick. Go wide as we can so we can get a good exit out of here. That wasn't a good exit, but let's see. Let's try to clean sweep. Yeah, it's a legendary track to hot lap. It feels great on a wheel. A little awkward to drive at a controller, but it's a good track to nail. It's satisfying, especially going around not hitting walls like I am because of the understeer. So in one lap we've pretty much caught up to him, but now we gotta pass him. The NSX. Let's go. A little love tap. But we have 6 laps to try and negotiate this. So, no rush to pass him right now. Kanye West. Kanye West or Kanye East? I'd say Kanye East 2 specifically. Big wheel spin. That was just a bad corner overall. This car is so awkward to maneuver in the lower gears still. I would think a slow track like Monaco would be good for this car, but honestly, I'm struggling. Kanye Beast. Nice. Nice. Okay. We can get like in the hairpin, but okay. Through the tunnel and overtake, finally, just to get past. SUVs, yeah, SUVs are expensive, although cars are really expensive this year in general, at least in the US. The market's like gone crazy. Used cars are worth more than they were new, honestly. So, let's see. And we are still like There's so much race left of this. Monaco always has a long race, for some reason. Now we can finally do the hairpin. The understeer really helps with the slide, I must say. Strayas is back, welcome. We're driving in Monaco. And what I thought was going to be a difficult series, we fought hard, but this is looking like a clean sweep. Get your brooms ready. That was going to be a great lap until I hit the wall. It looks kind of easy. The reason is just the NSX is the only opponent in this series that is like really difficult. Like, if you look at the gap to the rest of the field, this would be a wash normally, but the NSX will always appear in the rotation. So, you need to have the Integra or the Civic like close to maxed out. Do I play GTA 5? I have played GTA 5 in the past. I've completed the career mode, or story mode, I guess, like many years ago. And I do have it on PC and PlayStation, but I don't think I could stream it because of just it being on YouTube. Like, I remember my work told me explicitly to not stream GTA 5. That was one of the games mentioned by name. So, I just want to do it for safety. Who has the most penalty points right now? I think Seb. Seb or Russell? Because Russell got quite a few qualifying infringements last year that haven't expired yet. I don't know. Still no update on the Vettel decision. If he gets a penalty, he would have the most, and he'd be close to a race ban. Ooh, that was bad. I'm just choking hot lapping, honestly. And I think there's a difference between the SUV and the crossover. Crossovers are usually like slower and smaller. I mean, you could, I guess, like, I don't know if that's like a gray area thing. I don't think they're the same thing. SUVs I usually associate with like much bigger cars. Like think of like the Chevy Traverse versus the Chevy Equinox. The Traverse is an SUV, the Equinox is a crossover. You know, that sort of thing. Or like the Honda Pilot versus the Honda CR-V, you know, that kind of thing. Honestly, I don't like the look of SUVs or crossovers that much. So finally a fastest lap, even with messing up the hairpin. Which means there's much more time in the bag that we can do. And we're pretty much dominating this race. The race became difficult first, but just got easier, surprisingly. And you would think the fresh oil change would wear off. Oh, I thought that was going to be good, but I kind of went wide again. Yeah, SUVs and crossovers are more expensive typically. Does the spam show up on Streamlabs? I haven't been paying attention to the Streamlabs chat. Anyway, slow race, but we're gonna go around the final Anthony node for the last time. In the Integra, it's done me well, I gotta say. Clean sweep is complete. Wow. That was a long series actually. Like an hour, good hour plus 13 minutes. Look how far back the rest of the field is. I'm just gonna skip that. You already know what it is. It is a win. A nice clean win. 50 points. Perfect. I was actually surprised. I thought this would be more expensive and more difficult. So, I don't care. That's pretty cool. So, let's bag these credits. We're back to 50 grand, which is awesome. That's basically where we started at, pretty much. So we broke even. And yeah, you know what it is? It's prize car time. So, prize money and prize car. So let's do it. I love this song. It's gonna be 20,000 credits. Awesome. So we're at almost 75,000 credits, which is perfect. So prize car time. What's it gonna be? Give me something good. S2000? Looks like a tuner S2000. Not bad. Nice. It's blue. And yeah, it's gonna be a clean sweep. Let's take a look at our prize car. It is a Mugen S2000 in Monte Carlo, Blue Pearl. Pretty cool. Hopefully that's good enough for Spider Roadster. Is it convertible? I don't know. But nice. Anyway. Our Integra came in clutch. I was initially going to just test it out, but it really came in clutch, so I like it. I like it. I can't speak. Anyway, our progress is 19.8%, so not even 20%. We've hit 10 hours, so yikes. But that's our win ratio, and yeah, that is it for the segment. So let's save the game. Big save right there. And yeah, that is it for the A license. Let me just double check that we are all good with the A license stuff. Or B license, sorry. We still have to clean up the Alteza race and the Beetle Cup, which actually we might do today, because there's still a little bit of time I have. And then, yeah, just double checking there's no more B races. What it is left is we did it. There's nothing left in Professional League that's B, and then endurance races are all IA. But let's just double check again. IBs, just a bunch of IB stuff. So, yeah, that is it. Now, normally I would check out arcade mode. So let's see. Because the A license will take a while, and there's some tough tests in there. I know someone wanted to see it today, but I don't think I have that much time. But let's just double check. By the way, that's professional mode, by the way, so pretty cool. So what do we got? We got Smoky Mountain 2, Tokyo, Grand Valley, Gonzaga, Rome, Tahiti. Yeah, some long races. I think we're gonna have to do arcade and the A license on the next stream. So how about we clean up Beginner League, and we'll just get right to that. Because that will take a while, and I don't have full time, so I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break, so I will be right back. And we are back. So, there we go. Took a quick break, so I think let's first, let's clean up, is Fearum streaming today? I don't know. I'm not going though, so. Let's check, what's our Beetle? 225 horsepower, 234. Let's see if I can just stock this in the Beetle Cup. Let's first clear up Seattle. I think four-wheel drive will definitely help us, even if we have less power. So let's just see if a stock RSI can do it. Man, you guys are younger than 13. Wow. I'm like babysitting you guys. At least that's what I feel like. Alright, so y'all remember the Beetle Cup cars, but let's see if the RSI can do this. It's got a turbo and four-wheel drive. Oh yeah, easy peasy. basically we're just cleaning up the races we lost previously. Since these are short, this shouldn't take too long anyway. I think I'll clean up Alteza and Beetle, and then we'll end the stream. Let's see. Maybe the most I'll have to do is a stage 1 turbo. Well, I get gulped up there. Even though this car seems better to drive, the Beetle was doing, the 2.0 was doing better than the RSI, I think. Yeah, these cup cars are just faster, I think. Who do I want to meet in a boxing match? Would I be fighting or I'd be watching the fight? Okay, this is not gonna work. I'm gonna buy a turbo. It's a baby car. Let's put a turbo in it. I mean, it already has a turbo. Well, let's beef up this turbo. What can it do? 343 horsepower. You don't need that much, but 250 should be enough. And that should be all we need. We could put an intercooler in it too, but I don't think that's more than this car needs. You go an amateur on instinct, it's not. A baby car in Gran Turismo. Now we have a better turbo. So, hopefully this works. Yeah, the AI got yeeted. That was kind of in his way. But yeah, the stage 1 turbo is all I need. Thing is, like, an update to Gran Turismo 3 wouldn't make sense because it's a PS2 game. This was before the era of game updates. How would you modernize it anyway? Like, maybe you could add stuff from like 2003, but if honestly, like, there's a game called Gran Turismo Concept, which is sort of like a DLC to Gran Turismo 3. It adds like one new track, maybe more, but at least one new track and a bunch of cars. It's kind of like a DLC. Maybe more of an expansion, but new drift cars. Isn't that just like the BMWs? I saw this video of a Porsche Taycan and it was green and it was drifting, and the first comment was drip drip drift or something like that. Or no, it was WhatsApp Porsche. That's what it was, because it was a green Taycan and it was drifting. This game does not have the DS servo. The servo came out like 10 years after this game came out. That's like asking if Asphalt 6 had the Bugatti LVN. Like, that's how long of a gap we're talking about. Anyway, easy dub. $5,000 credits, making our money back on the turbo. Very nice. And then we have to redo test course. This one, I don't know if the RSI with one turbo would be enough, because I don't know what the top speed of the RSI is. I would imagine it's faster, but you don't know. It is a cup car. Cup cars behave differently. But let's see. I wonder how the top speed of this thing is. Do I have 5 gears or 6? I think it's going to be 5 gears. Oh, I have 6 gears. Nice. Just needs to hold. Actually, it has the top speed, but does it have the power? I might need to just slipstream my way through here. But let's see. We are definitely hanging out with them. And we have enough rev limiter to go through. Do we have slipstream? I think we're matching. It is 11:30 a.m. here right now. Get the bump draft. Look at this upper route gang. The purple beetle's pushing us. The purple and the white one. Look, even the blue one wants to go to the upper gang. I mean, we'll let them play because we can slipstream ourselves and just easily repass because we have top speed. Look at this cup car gang in the back. They are catching up. Remember when our Beetle was only going 120 miles an hour? This is what we would have had to keep up with. We just gotta hold the line for one lap. 0.03 second gap. I mean, we're all in a line basically. Like, look at this. This is pretty close though. I just gotta make sure to not choke the ending. I mean, ideally it's not good if you're leading with like 3 corners to go. Is it 2 or 3 corners? It's like one giant long turn, but in a NASCAR track it's usually 2 turns. Ooh, purple coming in. Furum car. Furum car, guys. Let's get a gap. Just slingshot past. Blue and white coming in. They are flying. Alright, 1 corner to go. Ooh, they tapped the brakes. They want my slipstream. I'm giving the purple guy slipstream though. And the white one's coming in for my slipstream. Oh my god, they're gonna rocket past me, aren't they? I'm gonna help the blue guy here, since he seems to be farther back. That green one is gonna snipe everybody, isn't he? This is definitely like a NASCAR race. I think we have a good gap though. We just gotta hold. He's definitely coming in fast, but I think we're good. Yeah, we got it. They're in a line just for the end. Ooh, wow. Tandem drafting. Big dub though. Yeah, the 2.0 wouldn't have done that. No chance. We get some nice money. And that's the Beetle Cup cleaned up. Let's see. How much do I have left for the Altezza race? How many races do I have to clean up? 2. And it's Deep Forest and Route 5. First, let me save my game. Didn't mean to press legal credits, but oh well. How's our Altezza doing? Oh, we don't have a turbo on this at all. Yeah, that would solve it. 374 horsepower you could put on this thing. Put a racing chip and an NA tune-up on this. We're close to 100k credits. We'll definitely hit it the next time we drive. I don't know. I think I'll pick this up later. I think I'm gonna grab lunch and think about this. So, I think before we do that, I think I'll end the stream. Because I don't feel like driving the Altezza. And also we need the Altezza back for another series, so I don't want to like spend too much on upgrading it right away. So I think we can clean it up later. It would still, I think we still get the prize if we win the last beginner series. So, since we saved the game, I'll end it at that. So let me stop the timer. Oops. Come on. Pause. There we go. 11 hours and 5 minutes. Pretty good progress though. So, alright. Thank you guys all for tuning in, enjoy the F1 race tomorrow. I will pick this up next week. Probably at the weekend again, but who knows if I have time during the week. I was pretty busy last week, but who knows how it will become, so. I will see you guys later. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.